eye autofocus is something that isn't on any of the buttons. It actually has to be programmed into the camera. So you've got to program that under the programming button function. So we're going to custom program a button, and that's under the gear wheel number 7, and we say custom key shoot. We'll go down here and you'll see that we can customize the buttons. There's 1, 2, center button. We're going to go into this in quite a bit of detail. But the center button here has been pre-programmed for eye autofocus, and that's the way to turn it on. If you want to change that center button to anything else, you can go here and choose whatever, any of these functions. But you'd have to really remember what they were. I like to use that one because it's a big fat button on the back, and if you're shooting portraiture, that's a really good button to have. Okay, so we're on eye autofocus, and that's that. Now, what's different about the eye autofocus function in the A7S2, which we first saw it, and then also in the new 6300, is the fact that the eye autofocus is now continuous. In the other eye autofocus versions of that function, it was on single shot mode only. So what would happen is, once I would find the eyeball, if the person moved, then it would be frozen on the wrong, it wouldn't be a continuous AI servo motor type of tracking. Under the new eye autofocus, it actually will be under continuous, and that's kind of cool. So I'll show you how that works. Just press the center button right here, and look, there you have it. That's the eyeball, okay? You're a portrait photographer, wedding photographer, or whatever, that's what you want the most, is the eyeball in focus. You can blow this thing up, 22 megapixel print. Last thing you want to see is the eyeball that's out of focus. So the Sony engineers were smart enough to say, I'll bet you people would want to see the eyeballs only. But now, what's really cool is that it is continuous. So go ahead and move around from side to side. This you couldn't get before. You wouldn't be able to get it to fire while the eyeball was in focus. And see how it's following the eyeball around. That's something that's new, and that it's never been done before on any of the previous models. So if you're a portrait or wedding photographer, put the camera, you need to customize a button for eye autofocus using the custom button function menu, because it defaults without turning it on. And then once you have it, then, for example, the center button or the C1 button or any of the customizable buttons, if your subject's moving around, you can still shoot at a very high rate of speed while they're moving. But also, even if you put it on single shot, and I'll do that right now, so we'll just put it on single shot, it's the same thing where if I press, see right here, when I hold the button down, it goes to face tracking. When I hold the center button down, it goes to eyeball tracking, and see how it goes back. So walk toward me, yep, now stop. Now go off screen, walk off screen. And then goes, so where's the eyeball? Okay, come back on screen. And there it goes again. See, so it finds eyeballs. Now come toward me. And I'll just take a shot right there. So as she was moving, eyelashes. How cool is that? In motion. There's no way I could have done that through manual focusing, and absolutely no way I could have done that with any other system, because, I remember as a wedding photographer using optical systems, when I used AI continuous servo, it would prioritize for the thing that was closest to the lens. And so there's no way to focus on the eyeball. Well, can you imagine? This thing's shooting at f1.8 right now. Can you imagine trying to focus on an eyeball while the subject's moving at you? So if you're a portrait wedding photographer and you're tired of seeing your shots come out blurry because they weren't focused on the eyeball, this one will automatically find the eyeball, focus on the eyeball, even if the person's in motion. Pretty cool.